What happens when the most popular compact cinema camera in the world finally gets a sequel? This is not a guess anymore. The Sony FX3 Mark II is real. It has been officially registered. The countdown has started. 4 years, the original Sony FX3 lived in a very special place. Independent filmmakers loved it. Wedding shooters loved it. Solo creators who run and gun loved it. It gave them everything they needed in one small box. No cinema camera had ever done that before. At least, not in the way the FX3 did. But it has been 4 years since that camera came out. In the tech world, 4 years is a lifetime. The competition did not stay asleep. They watched. They learned. They built new tools. Now, Sony has to answer a very difficult question. How do you follow up a camera that people still love? How do you replace a camera that filmmakers still choose over newer gear even today? The answer is hidden in the latest leaks. It is a lot more interesting than you might think. When you are the king, everyone wants to take your crown. Everyone is aiming at Sony right now. Look at the competition. Canon came out with the EOS C50. That camera is a direct attack on Sony. It offers real cinema features for the exact same amount of money as an FX3. Then look at Nikon. People are talking about the Nikon Z9 and other models in the same breath as the FX3. That never used to happen. These other brands are not just testing the waters anymore. They are making serious tools. Filmmakers are actually changing brands. They are leaving Sony. Sony knows this is happening. They can see the numbers. But the competition outside is only half the problem. Sony is also fighting itself. Behind closed doors, Sony is building 3 major cameras at the same time. They are working on the FX3 Mark II. They are working on the A7S IV. They are also working on a new high-end ZV vlogging camera. Here is the crazy part. Rumors say all 3 cameras will use the exact same new sensor. From a business standpoint, this is smart. It saves Sony a lot of money to make one sensor for 3 cameras. But from a product standpoint, it is a nightmare. How do you separate them? How do you make people want to buy all 3? If Sony gives the FX3 Mark II too many features, the A7S IV will die. Nobody will buy it. But if Sony makes the FX3 Mark II too weak, Canon will win. Canon will send Sony a thank you note for giving them the market. It is a very tight rope to walk. Let us look at the facts. Let us cut through all the rumors online. The most reliable sources point to a new sensor. It will be a partially stacked sensor. The resolution will be between 24 and 33 megapixels. This is a massive jump. The original FX3 only had a 12 megapixel sensor. But this is not just about a numbers race. Sony is not trying to win a pixel war. They are doing something smarter. They are making the sensor faster. A faster sensor means a faster readout speed. This solves the biggest problem of the original FX3. It solves rolling shutter. The original camera had visible rolling shutter when you moved it too fast. For handheld shooters, this was annoying. With the new sensor, rolling shutter will almost disappear. It will become a non-issue. On top of that, we are looking at 4K at 120 frames per second. Some sources even say Sony is testing higher frame rates. They want to push the limits of slow motion. There is another massive upgrade coming. It is an upgrade that nobody is talking about yet. It is the audio. The leaks suggest the FX3 Mark II will have internal 32-bit float audio recording. If this is true, it changes everything for solo filmmakers. With 32-bit float, you do not need to worry about audio levels. You do not need to adjust the gain while you shoot. The audio will never clip. It will never distort. If a sound is too loud, you can just turn it down in editing. If it is too quiet, you can turn it up. The camera just handles it. This is a lifesaver for people who work alone. The original FX3 did not become famous because it was perfect. It became famous because it knew exactly who it was for. It understood its audience. The FX3 Mark II has a lot of good feelings waiting for it. But that love is also a trap. The community does not want Sony to change everything. They do not want a totally new design. They just want the sensor updated. They want the rolling shutter fixed. They want better audio and better stabilization. They want stabilization that looks like a movie, not a static photo. Most importantly, they want the body to stay the same. They want the compact size. They want the same menu layout. They want the same color science. That is a very specific list of demands. Sony has to meet these demands while launching other cameras. The FX3 Mark II is part of a massive wave of new Sony gear. This wave includes the A7S IV and a new A7R camera. The rule for the FX3 Mark II is simple. Do not ruin the party for the other cameras. Just make sure the crowd stays happy. When can you actually buy it? The registration in China is officially locked in. This means the camera exists in final form. Sony did not do this by accident. They are timing this perfectly to fight Canon. The most reliable sources say we will see the official announcement in the second half of this year. You can expect the camera to hit store shelves right around the holiday shopping season. Now let us talk about the price. The leaked numbers are very consistent. The price will likely be between $3,500 and $4,000 US. This is a bit more expensive than the original camera when it launched. It is a price increase, but it makes sense. It shows that this is a serious tool. At the same time, it is not too expensive. Independent filmmakers can still save up for it without breaking the bank. If these leaks are true, the FX3 Mark II will not be a crazy experiment. It will not change the meaning of video. It will simply be a sharper version of a tool we already love. It will be faster. It will be smarter. It will protect the reputation that Sony built over the last 4 years. And honestly, that is exactly what the market wants right now. Let us dive deeper into the technical side of this story. Let us look closely at the heart of the new camera. The sensor is where everything changes. The original FX3 used a 12-megapixel sensor. For a long time, 12 megapixels was the golden number for low-light video. It worked perfectly. But time moves on. The new leaks show that Sony is moving away from that old design. The FX3 Mark II will feature a new sensor platform. This new chip will land somewhere between 24 and 33 megapixels. For some people, this sounds scary. Filmmakers worry that more pixels mean worse low-light performance. They worry about noise in the dark. But Sony is not making a standard sensor. They are using a partially stacked sensor design. This architecture changes the entire game. A stacked design means the sensor can process data much faster than before. The camera does not just see the light. It reads the data at an incredible speed. This speed is the real secret behind the upgrade. It is not about winning a resolution war. It is about unlocking new capabilities. The primary benefit of this fast readout speed is the elimination of rolling shutter. Rolling shutter has been the biggest complaint from handheld shooters for years. If you whip the original camera sideways, straight lines look like jello. Vertical poles bend. Walls lean to the side. It ruins the cinematic look. The new partially stacked sensor reads the lines of data so fast that this effect disappears. For documentary filmmakers, action sports shooters, and run-and-gun creators, this is a massive win. You can move the camera freely. You can pan fast without destroying your footage. The image stays stable and true to life. This speed also unlocks better frame rates. The leaks tell us that 4K at 120 frames per second is locked in. That is excellent for smooth slow motion. But the rumors go even further. Sony is supposedly testing higher frame rates for this body. They want to give creators options that used to require massive cinema rigs. Because the sensor has more megapixels, it also means you can crop in without losing true 4K quality. You get more flexibility in post-production. You can reframe your shot without losing sharpness. It makes a single prime lens feel like 2 different lenses. Now we must talk about the dynamic range and low-light performance. People love the original FX3 because it can see in the dark. It has a dual base ISO system that clears up noise at high sensitivities. Sony knows they cannot lose this feature. The new sensor platform is built to optimize dynamic range. Early reports suggest we might see an extra stop of latitude in the shadows. This means you can preserve details in bright skies while keeping your subjects visible in the dark. The color science will remain clean. The skin tones will look natural right out of the camera. Sony is keeping the famous S-Cinetone profile, but they are tuning it to match the new sensor characteristics perfectly.